Okay, so I'm gonna have to address this thing once and for all. This not all crap. I can't stand stupid arguments. We're about to enter a new year, and I hate that this is my last stream of the year because it wasn't well planned or rehearsed or anything like that. But it didn't do a decent thumbnail. But I got to get this off my chest because I am sick. I am sick. I am sick of stupidity arguments whose purpose isn't to edify either party, but it is to give the person who is making the argument a feeling of correctness. I'm sick of this crap. This not all crap. It is the stupidest thing ever. One day somebody's gonna get smacked. One day for being so stupid. And I'm not threatening anybody. I'm just saying. How many times you see somebody say something like, yeah, Listerine kills bad breath germs, and then somebody says, not all. It only kills 99.9% of germs causing bad breath. There's still that 0.1. Shut your ass up. Stop being stupid. If I say it's all, it's all. You jackass. That's all they got. And yes, I said all. That's all you got is not all and in your opinion. What does that even mean? Listen, are you trying to actually bring light into a conversation? If not, I don't want to hear your crap. Not all, or it's in your opinion. You need some nuance. Shut the hell up. You haven't brought any nuance to the conversation. You could do that about anybody. You could say the people who followed that guy from Germany with the mustache are gracious. They are gracious. And then somebody comes along and say, not all. Some of them were just following the order. Listen, I don't care about that. You're missing the entire point of the conversation. We can't get anywhere dealing with imbeciles. We can't. It disturbs the whole flow because now you're trying to get into now you're just backed into a corner of, okay, did I interview 100% of these soldiers that followed the guy with the mustache in the 1940s? Did I interview each and every single one of them? Well, no. So you can't say that they were all. Shut the hell up. You're missing the entire point of what's being said. But once again, you're dealing with people who are just looking to feel right about something. They're just looking to feel correct about something. They're just looking to say that I said something and I'm intelligent. Did you prove your point? No, but I proved that you were not able to definitively prove your point given the burden of proof of psychic or interviewing everybody on the entire planet. Since you weren't able to do that, then you're not right, which means that we're both equally wrong. Shut the hell up. No, you're 100% wrong. And the reason how I know I can say definitively that you're 100% wrong is because you got to say stuff like not all. That is a windmill argument. That you dealing with boxers and then somebody start windmilling, they lost. You know that you lost at that point when that's all you got. And yes, I said all. When all you got is not all and in your opinion. Everything a person says, I mean, like a conversation is an exchange of opinions. You are exchanging your opinions with the person that you are having a conversation with. Have y'all ever seen like a good debater say stuff like that? No, because they know it's stupid. John McCain versus Barack Obama. Barack Obama say something like, people are suffering. People are suffering because of the current economic state, and blah, 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 blah. And then McCain says, not all. Or in your opinion, people are suffering. Did you survey all the people? Not all. Stupid. Somebody comes along and say, hey, listen, gas prices is is really just drying the income of the people who are of the modern commuter. And then somebody says, not all. That's in your opinion. What about the people with electric cars? Shut the hell up. Is your counter argument to not lower gas prices? Then shut the hell up. I'm sick of stupid arguments. Y'all wonder why it's been like a year. It's been like a year since I had like regular open panels. It's a reason, because so many of y'all are dumb. And y'all bring the conversation into like a whole new realm of stupidity. Can't stand stuff like that. It's like asking somebody, hey, so what is the square root of 9? And then they say penguin. It's like, man, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. You are a burnt sunflower seed. That's what you are. You're a burnt sunflower seed. Eat a burnt sunflower seed and like the next 10 of them taste like crap. That's you. That's your brain. Somebody says not all, and then like I gotta talk to 4 geniuses just to wash my brain of such stupidity. Sick of it. And that's all the sisterhood has. That's all they've been doing since the beginning, since like the red pill community first started, was to say not all. Like, does it apply to you? Is the question. Do you believe collectively y'all can do better? And if the answer, here we go. Here we go. I'm telling you, it's contagious. It's contagious. It's like yawning. See, and this person is yawning. It's contagious. You just yawn stupidity. So they affected you now. You see, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Got dogs barking at y'all stupidity? This is what I'm talking about. No, I'm not attacking the audience. Like, if it don't apply, let it fly. But it applies. It applies. A hit idiot hollered. It applies. You see? I'm talking about the general I brought up a straw stupid person, and then you said it's a bad idea to attack the audience while in the audience. You felt it, huh? I said stupid, and you say, huh? That's a bad idea to attack the audience. It's a bad idea to be a part of the audience that identify with stupid. I might. I might have a heart attack. You want to know why? Because stupidity is deadly. Okay? It's deadly. Why do you think black men have such a short lifespan? Is because we spend our lives around such stupid people. We spend such a large percentage of time around stupid people that it shortens the lifespan of the average black man. Have to deal with crap of somebody saying not all and in your opinion. And then they actually sit there. I didn't see the people, but I just pictured them. I pictured them sitting there with a smug view on their face, like, yeah, I got them. I got them because I said not all. How many times do you use that argument? How many times do you use that argument and you think that you're full of nuance? You think that you are just so wise. You think that you are Mr. Miyagi meets Yoda because you said not all. You're neither of those people. You are Obi-Wan. That say stupid things and get lucky in fights. You are Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's like, only a Sith speaks in absolutes. While speaking in an absolute, you're stupid. Stop being stupid. There's too much of that going on in this goddamn world. It's too much stupidity. Now, let me go to Chantel's thing because I want y'all to hear it. I want y'all to hear it. So when the next time you hear somebody, and trust me, these are not the only ones. These are not the only ones. I get stuff like this in my own damn family, and I know that they're not in California. So, which means that it spreads. It spreads. The stupidity is spreading from person to person. Somebody says not all, and then another person says, "Yep, I guess that's true. I can't argue with that logic. Not all." Nothing is all, okay? You want to know what you call a gallon of milk with a drop of chocolate in it? You call it milk. You call it milk. You want to know why? Because there's not enough chocolate in it to make it chocolate milk. Somebody come along and say, not all of it is milk. Some of it is chocolate. No, it's milk. Motherfucker. We have to purge our lives from stupidity, people. We do. Yes, become victim of it. And y'all say I'm overreacting and heart attack. Listen. Yes, it's you need to have a strong reaction from it. Are you kidding me? You got to think of it like an army. You got to think of it. You got to think of it like think of your brain as like a military force. And when somebody comes with stupidity, they are invading your brain. They are invading your military. They're your military mind. It's an invasion. They are invading the sovereignty of your brain, which was once intelligent. That's what they're doing. And if you're not careful, they're going to white people your brain. What do I mean by white people your brain? If your brain is Indians, they will come and colonize it with their stupidity. It's a contagion. And next thing you know, you're going to be saying, not all. Knowing goddamn well that the overwhelming plurality of something is true, therefore making it true. Just like if you have a tree that produces, 100 apples, then you conclude that this is an apple tree. And then some jackass come and say, "No, it produced leaves too." You're stupid. Infecting your brain with such nonsense is ridiculous. All right, let me read some super chats. They messed up Chantel's last stream of the year. Yeah, because I'm telling you, it's a stupid rabbit hole that people just pull out of nowhere all the time. It's a stupid rabbit hole that people pull out of their ass all the time. You can't even have like not even you can't even have like a non-regular conversation with somebody like that. Like I mean, and I'm not saying that every conversation is like on some, British tea sipping with your pinky out, highbrow intellectual stuff. No, even if you're talking about, the recent basketball game or something like that, you could say, "Hey, yeah, the Warriors is a great team. The Warriors is oh man, all the first string players of the Warriors is great." Well, not all. Listen, are you saying that the team is not great? If not, shut the hell up. Now you're just making arguments to argue, looking for proof by counter example, just to feel like you're right. Smart people don't have to feel smart, they just are. And everybody else say stuff like not all. Man. Yeah, thank you, Cafe. They messed up the stream. Man. I guess he would not consider himself fully black and focus on the 12% French ancestry of his. I guess he's not all black. Yeah, exactly. Laughing my black ass off by his logic. Exactly. Exactly. Like, I mean, you could say that people of African descent have brown eyes, have brown or black eyes, and then somebody say, not all. What about the albinos? Or the people with that rare, yellow eye disease? Shut the hell up. That's always going to derail from the focus of the conversation. No matter what the focus of the conversation is, because now you have to stamp out stupidity like a fire. Come on, game changer. Not all, bro. Just kidding. But I read those comments. It wasn't bitterness, it was pure hatred. Exactly. Exactly. So the counter argument was, yeah, well, some of the people were there because they are fanatics about traditionalism. Even they were lying. But let's just go with it. Let's just go with that. Let's just say in that collective a barrage of hatred and bitterness and attempts to control, because that's what it really was about, there were people with genuine intent. That people is, see, that's the word. That is the word that imbeciles don't understand. It's called negligible. It's called negligible. The amount of people who were not on that ish is a negligible amount, meaning that I negate it. When I say all, I negate the negligible. It is negatable. That is what that means. So let's not even get into the negligible, because that's you just trying to get in the weeds, and just to say not all. Well, it's early for me. Y'all talking about fireworks? I'm on the West Coast. It's early for me, so I'm gonna dig in. Okay, if by that you mean females who are, I will say this. Yes, the overwhelming majority of the time that I hear this, not all the time, and today is proof by counterexample, is it is done by women, particularly black women. Let's call a spade a spade. It's particularly black women that come with not all. It's typically them that say stuff like that. And they do that to hide their, insufficiencies in so many areas. Chantel was talking about, like, the percentage of kids that read below grade level. And I forget what the percentage was. I think it was like somewhere in the 80s or something. I think it was like 13% that read at grade level in the black community, and then that person will say, not all, because that's all they got, and when with faced with such overwhelming failure, man, exactly. And but more importantly, they're trying to derail the conversation. Did you interview all of them? No, you don't have to interview all of something to come with an intelligent conclusion. Man, can't have any reasonable conversation with people like that. I'm gonna say something like, um, I go to somebody's house right now, right? And I bring like a tub of chocolate ice cream because I know they got kids and kids like chocolate ice cream. And some jackass come and say, not all kids like chocolate ice cream. What about the lactose intolerant ones? Shut the hell up. I'm getting ice cream. Is your thing? just to feel right, do you say stuff like that? I mean, because unless you're talking about I shouldn't get ice cream and you are trying to make a justification for why I shouldn't get ice cream, then shut the fuck up. Sick of this foolishness. I am going to, for 2024, I am going to drastically eliminate some of the foolishness that come into my life. Because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm be Bobby Browning on bitches. I'm sick of it. And yes, I do tolerate foolishness from time to time if I want to smash. But now I'm sick of it. The amount of foolishness an intelligent man has to put up with to put his penis in a dumb bitch's vagina is ridiculous. Man. So let me bring up the video that I'm talking about. Awesome, not all crap. All right. Exactly. There are way too many. There are way too many. Like, how is that a progressive conversation when somebody is talking about the validity of, the negligible amount, the insignificant amount of something? Man. All right, give me a second. Let me just fast forward to the part. Hurt my vocal cords. And the cold part is, it happened right before it was my turn to talk. And it just like just ruined the whole thing. And she basically came up to discuss the word all with Chantel. That's what she did. She came up to say not all. Like, well, we're both right because, not all. Like, what the hell? What in the hell? And you know what I'm starting to suspect? I'm starting to suspect that they don't do stuff like that to white people. I don't know. I don't think that they come up with such asinine arguments to them. I really don't. I think that when they are, see, here's the thing. A lot of blacks have accepted a stance of inferiority as it pertains to whites, intellectual inferiority. So if a white person says something, like the ancient Greeks were smart or something like that, they won't say not all. They'll just take it in because they don't feel a need to challenge. But a black man say something definitive, and it's like, oh no, I gotta put a stop to this madness. This is madness. It's like, come on, get a headache dealing with people like that. And you could just go down the list of how ridiculous it is. The whole, yeah, exactly, white ice. Somebody say water is wet, and they say, yeah, but not when it's ice. Shut the hell up. That's why it's called water when it's water. Have you seen all water? In your opinion, what does wet even mean? Man. But then say something good. Say something good about the plurality of black women. And see if they say not all. Like, what if I said black women smell good? And then would they be jackass enough to say not all? Pure jackassery. Pure jackassery. And see, some of y'all are new. Hit the like button. Some of y'all are new here. I want y'all to see what I'm talking about. Okay, for example, right? And I'm gonna just pick like a group of people. Actually, you know something? I'm not even gonna pick people. Gorillas are stronger than chimpanzees. Or gorillas are stronger than humans. And then some jackass comes and says, not all. Like, listen, I know that the world's strongest human is stronger than the world's weakest gorilla. But as a plurality, that is negligible, and gorillas are stronger than humans. I'm not going to entertain your foolishness. I am not. I am going to stay tuned, people. I am going to create an app. I am going to create an app to ward off idiots. It's going to be free, and I want you all to download it. What does the app do? Every time somebody says something stupid, it will make a sound. You press the button and it makes a sound. And this sound isn't to directly alert them to their own stupidity. This sound is to confuse them. It will be a sound that their idiotic brain will try to decipher. You press it one time, it says humla humla blah. And then they will eventually figure out how stupid they are. It will eventually come to them like, hey, how come every time I try to have an intellectual conversation, somebody presses a button and I hear him say humla humla blah? It's because you're stupid. And that app came from GameChanger for free. Humla humla blah. That every time, not all, and then they just hear like a bunch of people say humla humla blah, and they just like, oh wait, what does that mean? It means that they don't want to talk to your dumb ass no more. You're stupid.
On the flip side of that, when we call in all black men on their toxic traits, it's like, yeah, black men are gutsy and black men need to do this and black men need to do that. But when we're saying, oh yeah, the hardworking black men who provide, protect, the black men who actually care for a black woman and who will support you, here not all Cynthia comes in because she's projecting because her baby daddy is a dusty. So it's like, how are we picking and choosing when we're going to use this? Well, not all, and you're generalizing it. Oh, you don't put a blanket over it. You get where I'm going?
Yeah, and I think because I had a difference of opinion, and there are some other female content creators that I follow that also said the same thing that I said. And so because with this topic, it's a little muddy here. It's not as clear cut. I think that's why I felt the need to say, hey, I don't know on this topic.
See? You see that? It is very clear cut. If you are making hateful if you are making hateful comments about a healthy relationship, then you are a hater. That is very clear. You're trying to muddy it. And that's what all of these people who like to highlight negligible amount of things, that's what they're doing. They're muddying the waters. Like, oh no, I just came up to say it's muddy. Hubla habla who?
I don't know. I'm not sure about the ratio as to how many Black women are bitter and jealous. Usually we can safely generalize and put the blanket over it, but I think in this situation it's a little different. But like I said, I can acknowledge that, you know, I am also wrong in saying, no, I don't think it's coming from that place, because I'm speaking for everybody when I'm saying that. But I have to acknowledge that it is nuance, that we're both right.
Hubla habla who? Nuance is another word. Nuance is another word. Hubla habla who? It's not as nuanced. Hubla habla who? You know something? I will open up the panel today. Because I hope it's not full of freaking imbeciles. Hopefully I tailor my audience to not be that way.
And then there's other women who share different positions that, and we're not even acknowledging that. So like I said, I think for this particular topic, it's a mixed bag, and it's not as simple as just putting a general blanket over everybody, because I don't believe that a lot of women are jealous of it just because, you know, they disagree with it. Yeah, just because they disagree with it. But then when I see some of the comments and how rude they are, it's like, okay, now you clearly bitter. But for the comments that say like, sis, like, why are you?
In your opinion, they're clearly bitter. Did you interview all of them? Did you serve it? Did you ask each of them, are they bitter under a lie detector test?
Chasing him, like, why are you pursuing him? He's supposed to chase you. I don't think that is a bitter, jealous comment. So I think with this topic, like I said, it's more of a mixed bag here. We're calling it either or, and because we're calling it either or, and it's not.
Yeah, I think
no, it's not either or when it's an overwhelming majority of hate. Okay, I'm gonna put myself in the hot seat. Say I was to get in the ring with John Jones, right? And it goes pretty much how y'all will predict it to go. But in the process of it going the way that y'all would predict it to go, I get a few licks in. And then at the end, I say, yeah, he got some and I got some, so we'll just call it a tie. No, that's not how ass whoopings work.
I think for this topic, it's like all the other topics, like not to I mean, obviously this is the topic we are talking about, but it falls in line with all the other topics we talk about. Black women tend to be bitter. They tend to be against letting a man submit. The sisterhood, the feminist movement, Black women took feminism and ran the hell with it and calling themselves queens, independent. But when you come to Black men, it's always bashing Black men. Would you observe that majority of Black women call themselves queens and tend to praise themselves, but also lack accountability when it's calling out their toxic traits?
Yes, absolutely.
So then you see where I'm coming from, where we don't have to say, well, not all, if it's majority.
And I think that with this topic, because, I don't know, I guess we're split on like what's traditional and what's not. There are women, especially on my Instagram, that are more traditional and more Christian, that say that, hey, Simone, that's not the way that a woman is supposed to enter into a relationship. So whereas with your other topics, if these Christian women on Instagram.
See, and that's another thing. Even those women are speaking from bitterness. That is still a bitter stance for a person to say, oh yeah, your relationship isn't Christian enough. without even knowing that they Christian, for one. But for them to say, oh, I don't, that's still bitterness. That's still bitterness because you go to church every week with your big hat and your lipstick on your teeth, talking about, the Lord. The Lord gonna send me a husband. Well, guess what? The Lord didn't send her a husband. She got her own damn husband. So somebody says, what does that mean? It means you could do whatever the fuck you want, and as long as you apologize, you get an eternity of bliss. That's what that means.
And were to see that, we'd all be in agreement. But like I said, I think this topic is more of a mixed bag because traditionally, because we do talk about modern women a lot, and we know that the ways of tradition work better. Traditionally, women are pursued. Traditionally, men hunt for their women. So that's why I said, like, this is more of a mixed bag because we're dealing with what is traditionally normal.
She is doing the exact opposite of tradition. Traditionally, women are seen, not heard. You are heard, unseen. Right now, you are being heard and not seen. What part of tradition is that? What part of tradition is the wife speaking for the family? What kind of tradition is this?
In a more traditional relationship.
And we're also dealing with information we know nothing about. As I said last week, all she did was send the first message and drove 45 minutes, and you are interpreting that as she chased him. Like, for all we know, after that 45 minutes drive, he pursued her. So yes, the Christian woman would agree that a man is supposed to chase and a man is supposed to pursue. How do we know he didn't do that?
Well, like I said last week, I am going based off of his words. He said that she pulled me.
Chantel was entertaining this foolishness. The point of the matter is, it's when something is blaringly obvious. Okay, listen. Not now. Now my car is just white, right? But I had this car back in the day, like the early 2000s. I had this Pontiac, and it was a greenish blue. It was a greenish blue, but it was blue enough to where I can call it blue. So if I call like a tow truck driver or a locksmith or somebody, if I call somebody and they say, okay, what color is your car? And I say blue, and it's not like a bluish another car that's blue and the thing, and then they said, oh no, that car got some yellow in it. That it's a little green. It's not all blue. Nigga, if you don't tow this car, stop coming at me with such foolishness. It's foolishness. Foolishness. Ian, what's on your mind?
Yeah, man, that was some really crazy shit. A black woman representing traditionalism, talking weird and unusual like that, and then bringing on her husband just to double down on the stupidness. God Almighty, man, I'm tired of listening to people that are fucking retarded on purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's because they're not being challenged by anybody. You're not challenging yourself to a reasonable intellectual exchange if you end every conversation with not all, or in your opinion, or just put a ridiculous standard of proof on stuff. Somebody say it's a lot of stars in the sky. Well, in your opinion, have you counted them all? How do you know it's a lot? You can't have any. You cannot get anywhere with people like that. You can't.
And I wonder if that's how they talk to each other in a relationship. And I'm like, damn, they got a fucked up ass relationship. If that's how they
No,
talk,
they don't, because everything ends with not all. So they can always agree. They always agree on everything.
so who's
Somebody say war is bad, and then the other person say not all. Oh yeah, honey, you're right. Not all wars are bad.
who's the leader in that case then?
Not all of them. I don't know. Like it's. I have no idea. I don't even want to. I'm not trying to get in their business. I hate to come down so hard on it, but and listen, HVW and HVH. Listen, this is not just about you. Y'all are just the face of the brunt of this argument that I have with so many people that my forehead is bruised from slapping it. Okay, every time it's like, God dang, every time there's a bruise on my forehead from slapping it from such stupidity. You are just the ones that are getting the brunt of it. I experienced some of that crap at Christmas. You know, like every time, for example, right? For example, it's talking about the movie Django years back. And then I was like, oh, this guy is none too bright. So he said something like, I don't like how they use the N-word in Django. That's racist.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, well, you're telling me that a movie where a black guy, deleted 100 white guys is racist against black guys?
That's crazy.
But he was like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the N-word is bad, right? Like, oh, okay, all right, the N-word is bad. Now, you win. It's like, dang. Yeah, exactly. Like when people can't think in depth, they say something like the N-word is bad. It's like, how do you have conversations with people like that? It's a period film. I don't.
So when you pull somebody, that indicates that you did the work to pull them.
Not necessarily. It means that you are attracted to the person. Like, wouldn't you say you pulled your husband? You probably didn't have to do.
No, he went into detail with how she pulled him. He said that she reached out to him on the dating app. After she did that, she went and liked a bunch of his pictures, and she drove up 45 minutes to see him. So he told us that basically she put in the work. Now, what happened after that?
Really? Wait. Stick up in. Liking the picture is putting in work, though?
Yeah.
Liking
because
pictures.
Because you're initiating. So if I reach out to a guy,
but initiating is not.
All of this is a matter of opinion. But once again, when they want to end the argument, which is an exchange of opinions, which like this part is okay because it's an exchange of opinions. In Chantel's opinion, she feels that, it wasn't heavy pursuit. And in her opinion, she pursued too much to be considered ladylike. That's an exchange of opinions. Mm-hmm. But then somebody could come along and be like, well, that's your opinion. It's like conversations are exchanges of opinions. And arguments are exchanges of conflicting opinions.
Yeah. But, I think the real issue that nobody touches on, I think somebody may have, but I understood this from my own marriage, with my ex-wife.
Okay.
Is that black women are succubus. They do
not all.
Not all. Not all.
You see how annoying that crap is? In your opinion.
In my opinion.
Have you met all black women? It's the same 3 goddamn arguments.
Same ones.
My bad. I interrupted. Like not all people tend to do. But go ahead.
So I remember I met her in college, and my ex-wife, she was the happiest she had ever been in her life. And all the black people's response to it that were part of her, that were around her, right? They tried to say, No, this is because this is what my ex-wife said. She said, "Oh, my friends and other people are saying that you beat me. That's the reason why I'm smiling and up under you all day, every day."
Mm-hmm.
So and what I realized, so in partly with her family too, is right. They always had something negative to say. It's like they really just want you at their beck and call. They want to keep you. And so when you have a man, when a woman has a man, they no longer have access to being able to dominate and use her as a emotional or literal servant anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what the case was. So essentially with Simone Biles, they want to have Simone Biles still as a representative of this independent Black woman, and her getting married simply destroys that whole image that she was that they kind of projected onto her. That's essentially they want her as one of their Black feminist chess pieces, and now she's off the board, and they're making her fucking pay for it.
Exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. I mean, and that is a conversation that we should have had. And
Yeah.
that's the conversation that we would have had, because you're right. And that's the conversation Chantel wanted to have. And that is the sisterhood's intentions. I mean, it even says how the sisterhood shame women to who refuse to hate men. Exactly. They are trying to encourage a hatred of men. They're trying to create a division between men and women, between Black men and Black women. And we've all experienced that. I've never been married, but we all have experienced that Black women do not give other Black women words of encouragement
No.
towards wedding, marriage, all that stuff. I know a young couple, right? Who they both, I'm not going to say which one, but it's a decent HBCU, and they both went there, so it wasn't Morehouse or Spelman, obviously. But but they were at this HBCU together, and the young man found a lucrative job, and he decided to leave for that lucrative job, which I'm assuming pays more than he would have made had he graduated. Which is perfectly fine, because a lot of skilled trades work that way. A lot of extremely skilled trades work that way. There are guys who put the cables up, the power lines and all that stuff. They making big money. They making six figures and stuff like that. So, they making more than an accountant who graduated with a degree in accounting, or a historian who graduated with a degree in history. Mm-hmm. So it's a smart move, but the women around her, and I know because she's a friend of the family, were like, oh no, she need to leave him. She's an educated woman. And when she graduated, it took her like 3 years to find a job that made significantly less than him. They're always just in these chicks' ear trying to encourage them to stay apart. They never encourage them to stay together, at all.
Nope.
And then every time we try to explore why that is, somebody come and say not all. So you don't get to the root of the problem. You don't have the in-depth conversation, that you should have, because you stuck on a back and forth periodic argument of the word all.
Yep. That was it. That was really their goal. That was the traditional wife and her husband's goal, is to kind of derail it so we couldn't get to that point.
Exactly. And that's what I'm starting to suspect, because what was the purpose? Like, it was a purposeless conversation, and it took, yeah, exactly. Bellarine said it right. You get lost in semantics. Right. It's like, no, and I don't know if they wanted to get lost or they just used to talking like that. But no, there is a deeper conversation to have, and that is, why is the culture of Black women encouraging other Black women to be single?
Mm-hmm.
Like that old bitch. What's her name? I think God deleted her by now. Was it like Bell Hooks or somebody? So that fat old bitch. Okay, so it was in the movie. It was in one of the Tyler Perry, Medea gets a new wig type movies. Uh-huh. And Blair Underwood was the bad guy in this movie. So the chick, they were about to get married, and then she had to, meet the council of old bitches. And then she said, and then I think it was Bell Hooks or Cicely Tyler, one of them. She said, there was like, do you love him? And she was like, yeah, I love him. And then she was like, my Henry and I, you know, when we loved each other so much that when I listened to his heartbeat, I realized that his heartbeat was at the same rhythm as mine. Now, do you love him the same? If you don't shut your old fat ass up,
Wow.
y'all got the same heartbeat rhythm because y'all got the same fucking cholesterol count. You fat old bitch. You're telling this young woman that she shouldn't marry a dude unless they heartbeat at the same rhythm. Shut your old fat ass up.
Wow.
It's so much of that going on in the black community.
Wow. So if they are telling them to get married, they're fucking putting the bar so fucking high.
That you got to match heartbeat rhythms. Exactly.
Wow. Wow.
That's just dumb.
It is.
And it's a constant thing. Like we all see it in some, I mean, and sometimes like you'll see it when because you know, if you have like a decent chick, but then she get advice from her family, and her family say something, they never say, you know, you should stick with the guy. It's always on some crap like, oh no, he left the toilet seat up. He left the toilet seat up. That means he don't love you. And that means that he's gonna beat the kids too hard. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, my ex, fortunately, one of her friends that she confided in with me and her were over her house one day, and she was outside busting the windows of her boyfriend's car, right? And
Uh-huh.
I'm like, so and this same chick one day when my son was born, this bitch gonna come over with her fucking hyena fucking mother. She gonna say in front of me to my wife, not right before my son was born, she gonna say to my fucking wife, oh, when your son is born, he's gonna forget all about your daughter. He ain't gonna care nothing about her. I'm like, what the fuck?
Wait. How did she come to that conclusion?
There's no way she came to that fucking conclusion. There's no way.
And thank you for bringing that up, because see, y'all wonder why I'm always big up in certain type of women, you know. I'm always big up in Kelly Stamps. You know, y'all wondering why I'm always big up in certain type of women, because to be clear, these women are not in a sisterhood. Kelly Stamps don't seem like she's in the culture enough to where she has a bunch of bitter bitches around giving her bad advice. She don't, you know. So that's why I gravitate towards those types, you know, because they are the ones who stepped away from this sisterhood, obviously. And Simone Biles, just by virtue of doing gymnastics, means that not only did she step away from it, she hit 3 cartwheels and a backflip away from the fucking sisterhood. You dumbass bitches. She flipped her way out of the sisterhood so fast that they gave her 4 gold medals.
4 gold.
That's her escaping the sisterhood.
She got the fuck out of Dodge.
Exactly. And she learned that from hopping fences and like, you know, not going into project piss elevators. You know, she actually took the long way downstairs, flipping and shit. Stepping away from y'all fat asses. That is what she did. Somebody said Bell Hook's not fat. What the hell?
Oh my God.
Cicely Tyson not. And I don't have anything against Cicely Tyson. If that was the one who said it, I don't have anything against her because she's just reading a script. I don't like Bell Hooks for the stuff she say in her own brain, in her own writings and stuff like that. So that's not scripted.
Well, Cicely Tyson did that video where she had a come to Jesus moment, like all that fucking independent woman shit. Now that she got older, she regrets,
and that's why she got to live so long. That's why she got to live so long. She's been old forever. See, pick-me's live longer because they better people and God love them more. So your mind, H&M.
What's going on, GameChanger? #1 entertainer. Put a whip in the game like a lion. Tame her.
Appreciate you, fam. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to talk on Chantel's panel, but thankfully you got a good chance to speak on this. Man, I wish people would just leave Simone. I wish they would just leave Simone Biles alone. I mean, come on, she's happy where she's at. I mean, sure, it's a little far fetched how it all went down because, hey, she met him on a dating app, or he met her, whatever way, whichever way you want to look at it. They met on a dating app. She shot her. She initiated the first contact. He responded, and there you go. She put herself out there to be discovered by this man. I can't call it chasing, kind of like what High Value Wife said on Chantel's panel. I can't call that, chasing per se. More like putting yourself out there to be available to be chased. Now, granted, she did drive 45 minutes to see him, so maybe that kind of qualifies as chasing. I don't know. That's a matter of opinion. But hey, she didn't have to do that. He didn't have to accept the offer. So I can't say she's being a bit too pushy. It seems to me like they choose one another.
It don't matter. You're together. See, that's the thing.
Exactly.
It don't matter because they're together. Hey, Easy, your camera is on. I don't know. Give a thumbs up if you want it on. Okay, he's turned it on. Okay, cool. Yeah. But no, it don't matter. Listen, when two people get together, I do not care by what means it happened. I really don't. Like if two people are happy together, I do not care. If you ask your parents, how your parents got together or something like, or grandparents, does it really matter? I don't care who got at who first, and that person shouldn't have did this. They are together in a time where it's very difficult for people to get together.
Exactly. And that was, I'm sorry, but that was my point. I was going to say it's a High Value Wives, but I just had to get off because, I'm still at work. But that was what I was going to say to High Value Wives. She said we should go back to the traditional way of, man approaches woman, man asks woman out, yada, yada, yada. But unfortunately, we don't live in them kind of times anymore. But these days, you can get easily accused of something just to even look in a woman's direction. I want to say feminism killed traditionalism. Traditionalism is damn near dead nowadays. So now if you're a woman and you want a certain man, get off your lazy ass and go talk to the man you do find attractive. Because all that cold approaches shit and warm approaches shit is just not gonna cut it these days.
No. What I'm saying is it's a free fall. Like every situation is different. But what I'm saying, what I'm also saying, H&M, is that situations that used to be romanticized, now they want to be like, Joe Christian and Josephine traditional and crap like that, Teresa traditional. Now they want to be all that crap. Listen, there was one of my favorite music videos, and I don't know why, probably because I was just really into her voice at the time. It still am, but she hasn't come out with anything new. Was Alicia Keys. When Alicia Keys came out with You Don't Know My Name, and it was a music video with her and Mos Def, and Mos Def was like a businessman or something that came into her restaurant, and she worked in a cafe, and she just memorized his orders. She was real into the dude, and one day she just grabbed his card out of the bin that he put to win a prize. She grabbed his business card out the thing and she called him up, and she shot her shot, and nobody said nothing. Nobody said nothing about that crap. They're not anti-traditionalism. They're anti-happy relationships because their happiness.
Damn, that's one way to look at it.
So
it's like they don't want to see you. They don't want to see you happy, no matter who shot they shot at who. It's like they don't want to see anybody be happy.
Exactly. They're looking for a reason to pick it apart.
But that's the idea.
Hold on, right quick. Let me get to Izzy.
I just want to say what's up. You know what I'm saying? I popped up. I asked if you was doing an open panel. I was supposed to do one like months ago, but now I'm in this bitch. I just want to know the topic of what we speaking on specifically. I seen what you were saying, but I was also in and out due to things that I was taking care of. But I want to know what specifically you talking about, so I can chime in and talk some things. Salute to everybody that's over here.
Specifically, we're talking about derailment arguments. Um, and that is an argument where someone comes and says not all in an attempt to, derail the conversation. They say not all, or, in your opinion, or did you survey everybody to,
Type.
yeah. So we're talking about
Yeah,
that.
for example. Yeah, for example, when we talk about female nature, they say all women don't act like that. No, duh. Kind of like that.
Exactly.
Type.
Exactly. So stuff like, people doing that to derail intelligent arguments or just avoiding conversation. So I came up to vent about that. But, now we move more to the topic at hand. As far as Black relationship goes, I think that in the woman's culture, they want to discourage young love every opportunity that they get, for whatever reason. And that's part of the discussion now. So do you have anything on that before we move to Salty Balls?
Discouraging young love. What you mean by that, though? Like,
Okay, so women are social, unlike men. For example, if I was to say, who's somebody famous I have a thing for? Okay, well, she's not young, so let's just say, Haley Bailey, right? Little Mermaid.
okay,
If a young man was to say, "Hey, she's sexy,"
right.
I want to get at her. There's really nothing I can say as a man that's going to discourage, him from trying to get what he wants and trying to shoot a shot.
Right.
Women are a lot different. Women seek the approval of other women before they pursue a mate, for the most part. Now, what's going
Yeah, for the
on,
most part,
in
most
my
definitely.
opinion, in my opinion, a lot of women aren't given in the Black community. Women aren't given their opinion. They're not given like a positive, okay. They're not given a green light on relationships, on young, healthy relationships. They're not doing it because they're bitter.
Right.
So your thoughts, and then I'll move to Salty Balls.
I mean, my thoughts onto that, just in general aspect of it, what I mean, because I can't talk on another race, but just from what I've been experiencing and thinking is that a lot of people, let's go with women, a lot of women that I know that I've been experiencing even lately, is that a lot of it is societal, you know what I mean? And what I mean societal, I think a lot of women to become influential by what society thinks what young love could look like, what a relationship could look like, and everything. However, I'm on the other side of the spectrum when it comes into the terms of when I talk to certain women, and it could be all types of women, and it comes to the thing of that they don't necessarily think like that because a woman's preference is like what they want, but it's not actually what they want, if that makes sense, kind of thing. Because I'm trying to tie into what society thinks is not exactly what somebody wants. You know what I mean? So
No, I know exactly what you mean. So, let me take the race aspect out of it then.
yeah, sure.
Do you believe that society in general is discouraging young love?
Hell yeah. Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I think they're discouraging it only because of this, right? It's a promotion, but the only reason I say is discouraging it is because they're only promoting a certain box of what love looks like. Like this is what love looks like, this is what it needs to look like, this is how it has to look like. And whatever you think your love is, as far as like freedom or wherever the fuck it is, going to the mountains and fucking in a tent, that's you as love. That could look like that's not love, but that's what I'm saying. That's going outside of the box, and I think that's what society is promoting for that. Okay. So yes, I agree.
I'm gonna do one better.
Let's go.
Because here's where I disagree with you.
Okay.
They are not even promoting what young love is. So they promote what it's not. But okay, name somebody in mainstream society who's the young love couple in mainstream society. Like, where's the TV show? Because like if you take a TV show like Friends or something like that,
right.
like that's not young love. Like Ross and Rachel got together like in their mid-30s or some crap like that.
But
like I mean, where do you see that they're promoting?
They got together, didn't they?
Huh?
Like they got together in the end, didn't they?
Girl, they get together. Times are good or bad, happy or sad. Like where are they promoting that? So they don't even have like an image of young love, of what young love should look like.
But that's where go ahead.
No, you got it.
Okay, but that's where I disagree with that statement, correct? Because even in Friends, so I'm not a big Friend fanatic. I'm more of the Office type of guy. But let's just take the example of TV. First of all, we all know TV is fake and shit. But when it comes to the relationships that happens on the TV screen, they still show the ups and downs, whatever the fuck they have. But that's what I was coming back to. My point was that in the societal sense, and when they show in the TV sense, that the structure of what a relationship looks like is what's being promoted. That is what young love looks like, quote unquote. I'm not saying that's what it is, but that is what they're pushing out it to be. So when people get into these type of relationships, at whatever age you get into, you think this is what the norm is supposed to be like, but then you don't realize there's actually more complex things, more detail-oriented stuff that happens within those situations and relations. That's where I was coming out with that.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. So
Yeah.
the reason why I have this stream is because
Straight up.
now we're digging into a topic, and we should have been digging into this topic on a previous channel, but somebody came with semantic arguments and stuff like that, and I just came to vent about that. But let me move to Salty Balls for a second. Salty Balls, what's on your mind, brother?
Salute to the panel, salute to the chat. Thanks for covering this. Well done as far as the argument or whatnot. What that is bothism. It's a middle ground compromise, quote unquote, for two extremes, and that's a fallacy within itself. He conceded by saying, "Oh, well, yeah, but not all." One can argue tomatoes is fruit and peanuts are legumes. In functional everyday conversation, we know that it's sizable enough that it is a problem. So, and I understand that you were communicating that, but people want to use red herrings and other things like that. I mean, you heard the sophistry in the background. You heard the, kind of indirect proxy violence by verbal means. Sometimes people just put traditional on as, a shroud, to cover up for their fuckery. So, I mean, girl, I guess got lucky and she got a retirement plan, and that's for him to deal with because he's doubling down on it. But I digress though. But much to the bigger argument, yes, these women eat their young, older women nowadays do not have any level of, pristineness about them. They don't see themselves as older women. They see themselves as competition for young women. Exactly. And in fact, many people can argue that a lot of mothers, don't take this wrong, but I'm going to say it here, will, put their daughters in compromising situations or even get them turned out because it's almost like that sort of value. To debase them and devalue their competition is kind of this sort of instinctual thing that women do from a primalistic sort of standpoint. And the reason why they're doing that is because they're devolving, and I'll land my plane there.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're doing it. Women weren't meant to be, really nobody was, but women in particular weren't meant to be single for so long. Like a woman should not, in a functioning society, a woman would not be single so long that her daughter became an adult and she's now in the same market as you. No, honestly, that's that.
I know. That statement it was just a hell of a ride. It was just fire.
Yeah. So subscribe if you haven't already. I'm full of that, man. But I mean, like if you're a guy that's 30 years old and he has his life together, and you have a woman who's 20 or you have a woman who's 40 and she has a 20-year-old daughter, so you're 10 years away from both of them, who you gonna pick? And they know that, which is why they worry, which is why they do sabotage their daughters.
Yep.
Which is why they cannot
younger, hotter, sexy, childless.
Exactly.
Or so even shame. My bad.
You got
or even shame the men who picked them. With that sort of depolicing. Oh, well, this young girl who's 27 years old dating this guy who's 40. They infantilize them when it's convenient, but promote independence when it's convenient. Which one is it?
Exactly. And this is something I spoke on. And this is something I spoke on on GameChanger's previous channel. Because when you're younger, it's easier for you to, I don't know, build something and grow with somebody. But when you're older, no, it's not in the same light. So a 20-something-year-old meeting another 20-something-year-old is the equivalent of of climbing a mountain. Think about that, climbing a mountain. When you're 20-something, you and the woman climb the mountain together until y'all reach the top. If y'all think each other, Y'all climb until you reach the top together. But when you're 40 something years old, dealing with another 40 something year old, now it's like, well, you climb one side of the mountain, I'm gonna climb the other side of the mountain, and we're gonna meet each other at the top. They weren't there when they were struggling. They weren't there and thought about giving up. They just met each other when all the climbing and dirty stuff was done. That's what it's like dating in your 40s. And I guess no man wants to deal with. They want a woman they can build something with and grow with, not some woman that's already grown, already experienced, already did this, and now what's there left to build?
But then that's false.
What are we going to build? And what are we going to experience together? We've already experienced things on our separate terms. So what are we going to build together at 30, 40 years old?
Well, it is a diminished value that they don't want to address. But I'm gonna go to Easy, then I'm gonna go to Angela C. She's been waiting for a while.
I think what you were saying, I'm not. My apologies. I'm not sure what your name was when you were speaking, but the person who just spoke last is
H&M.
H&M.
Hustler and muscular.
Hannah and Montana. I'm playing.
Right.
Nah, but I don't believe in that whole like thing of it was something specifically you said where I was like, I disagree, because when they're like, I want a woman to have everything together and then I meet her, I don't believe in that, because first, I'm going to say the first thing is that life is evolution. So no matter what, like no one will ever have their shit together. Like we can have our shit together, but there's always more to the mountain that we just both climbed on and I met you on. You know what I mean? And also, and then secondly with that, I don't believe personally on my side that we should meet at the same depth, like at the same point. It's more of like if I'm at the top down here and I'm climbing up a little bit and you're down here, wait, there we go. And I'm up here and you're right here, and if I see you and I think I fuck with you, then I'm be like, hey, come climb the mountain with me. And then I lead the way type of thing. So if you understand the analogy I'm putting, is that I would rather lead the way than be like, let's meet each other at the top. Because there's in
the same analogy, I would rather.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, I would rather
her let me say this
and rope so I can climb the mountain, and then when I'm at the top, I pull her up with the same rope. No, right. Honestly, that's how I look at it. But
that's real. That's
now as far as her having it together, when we say,
let me explain what
I was going to say. When we say have it together, we mean mentally and psychologically have your shit together. Don't come to us men broken, damaged, and all that kind of stuff and expect us to fix you. Because I've heard that before. It takes a strong man to fix a broken woman. Fuck it, don't. Oh, yeah. No, it's not our job. I'm sorry, but I don't have the time for that. A lot of men don't. So come already cured or whatever.
Yeah, like she can then.
So what now? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
But that's the thing. That's where I was coming with it. I'm not trying to interrupt you on what you were saying, but that's where I was thinking the cap comes on, is that don't come broken or anything, because no matter what. So what I believe as men is that, we go above the conditions and above the societal things, just I am the norm. I don't conform to the norm. So it's the thing of a lot of women, again, it goes back to the first thing where I spoke on, is that they go off of the societal standards. They think off of what someone else should think of. They listen to that voice in their ear and they go off of that. That's why it comes when it comes to a man, they lead the way and they show them more than what it's supposed to be, rather than what you think the society is supposed to be. Type of things is what I'm saying. So I don't believe in no limitation of that. You could say I've met plenty of women that promote a good experience of I'm like this, I'm like that, and when I spoke to them on the back end, it was actually the complete opposite. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with them, but it's just that life gets to them the way it does, and it takes a man to fucking lead that way.
Yeah, I agree. Angela C, what's on your mind?
I really hate.
Oh, what's up, Angela C?
Oh, hey, H&M. Can you guys hear me real good?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
Okay. I totally hate when people say not all, when it's probably like 80% of the population that you're speaking of. It's like there's really no purpose in saying that when it's pretty much an epidemic. So the whole not all thing, people say that, especially Black women, to deter you from talking about the subject. It's like they don't want you talking about it. So then they try to do not all, but there's no purpose in saying that, because it's most of the people that you are talking about. But they say that so that you don't discuss anything that's that's bad about Black women. And I also wanted to talk about I don't know if you guys noticed, but I noticed it, but I think the main issue is with Black women. I think that they feel like because the dude is lighter with light skin and light eyes, he thinks that he's better than her. That's why when he said he's the prize, the first thing that everybody ran to is, well, she's dark skinned, he's light skinned with light eyes, her light skinned husband said this. And it's like, why are you guys talking about skin tone? Stick to the topic. I think in their mind, well, he's probably going to leave her eventually for somebody that looks different from her. And the only reason why he feel like he's the prize is because he's lighter. It's just something that I had noticed, and I was watching like a few videos, and even some men were trying to say, yeah, her light bright husband with the light eyes. And it's like, why do you guys keep
Holy
bringing
crap.
that up?
Okay.
Well, hot
I'll be
damn.
honest. Thank you, Angela, because I didn't even think of it in that aspect. I didn't even think of that angle of it. And that's because I
Right.
come from a place where that's not really skin tone is not a large determining factor in a person, man or woman's overall beauty. It's not. Just like the color of a car isn't really a determining factor on the value of the car. But I do understand that there's places in this country where that is, a thing. Like, the woman want a guy who's tall, dark, and handsome, and
Right.
So and the guys want, something
me.
exotic looking, huh?
I would just say shit. Women want me because I don't believe in like.
Okay, well, or him,
I was just saying because I you know how when they say women want what they want, like when they tell people that it's not really what they want, type of thing. That's why I was saying that.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just throwing it out there. I don't really, regions
like
are different, and the woman's, desire varies from place to place. So who knows? Who knows what chicks want? Just generally, and they're never consistent. But no, I do concede to what Angela was saying. I do think that was part of it. It shouldn't be, and that comes with what I was saying as far as digging into the conversation and not just saying not all, because really he said all men are the prize, and he didn't limit the scope to light-skinned guys. So, it really wasn't about a color preference or anything. They were projecting their own preferences into their relationship.
Right. I noticed that Black women were projecting their own insecurities into these people's personal lives. Because I saw a video that this lady did, and she claimed she dated some dude that was 3 shades. He was light skinned, and she's dark skinned, and she claimed that the same thing had happened to her. And it's like, I think everybody's going way off sidetrack. It's like that was like the main
same thing.
She was just trying to say that that men that are lighter, some of them will use Black women that are dark skinned that has a certain look, and then once he uses you, then he will leave or something like that. And it's
Use them for what?
Okay. That's weird. And she was and she was trying to say that he's using her for her money. But I'm thinking, doesn't this dude have money? It was just weird. Like
Exactly.
People kept bringing up how she looks, her skin tone, her features, or her phenotype compared to his, and it's like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. And in their mind, they think that he's going to leave her eventually and take her money. That's what I was seeing all around YouTube.
Well, here's
take her money for what?
Before you go,
I'm not going to compliment or insult Simone Biles' looks.
You guys have
I am going to say that a gymnast always looks good to most men.
I'll subscribe to y'all. I'll check y'all out.
They do.
Peace, Easy. Easy. Thanks for coming up.
Until next time.
All right.
Can I ask a question of Angela real quick?
Yeah, you can.
You said something about somebody even measuring it down to 3 shades darker or lighter.
Yeah,
I want to know how the hell they even knew that.
I
down to the
have
down
no
to
clue.
the down to the shade, right? Was it like pancake, dark coffee, and then like darker coffee? I mean, what?
I
No, I
don't know.
think they have like Schwabs. I think they have like Schwabs that they measure stuff to. Like, there's the bark of the tree and then there's the inside part of the tree. I don't know what they do in the South. I heard stories that they be stretching Twix next to their skin to see if they're caramel complexion. I heard a lot of weird stuff come out of there.
Color struck, paper bag test kind of stuff. I'm from California too, as you already know.
Yeah,
but yeah, we don't do that crap over here.
it's weird.
It is.
That's why I didn't. And Angela, that's why I didn't even see it from your angle, because I didn't even like look at them as having different skin complexion. I did not even think of that, like, because that's so bizarre and it doesn't make sense even in this context. Particularly from what he said.
I mean, Jonathan is a little lighter than Simone. Now that I think about it, slightly.
Yeah, but the thing is that they're under the impression that he's using her because he's light skinned. It is so bizarre. But I mean, no matter what, their intentions are not good.
He's
right.
He's
they were trying to claim that men that look like him don't date women that look like her. Like, I was seeing comments all over YouTube like that. I'm like, oh my goodness, like this girl is not even ugly. So I don't know why they would even say that. And she's in shape, but they were trying to say his type dates mixed women or non-black. They said that they knew this by looking at him, so they feel like he's using her and she needs to hurry up and leave before he leaves. And I'm like, you guys are very negative. That is very, very
I mean, a lot of
exactly. And don't you hate it?
Yeah.
Don't you hate it when you say stuff like "you guys are extremely negative" and somebody comes on, not all?
Exactly. Right. That's where I was about to say.
Yeah.
Why do you moderate what is clear and present? You go to somebody wearing a conical hat in white in a sort of ceremonial way. Oh, I guess not all of them are prejudiced. I guess this is just used for ceremonial garb or graduations and stuff like that. And they have a country accent and they're out here in the middle of the night just burning things in effigy. I guess not all, right? He don't get it. I digress.
Yeah. They just can't let them be happy. And I don't think they realize, and I don't know where Simone or her husband are from, but especially if they're from Cali, they don't really understand how ridiculous they sound.
I think she's from Ohio.
Okay, well, wherever she's from a place where black women, do gymnastics. And I don't think that they realize how ridiculous they sound when they like, wait, what? I'm willing to bet that neither of them really are colorists themselves. Like, they're not color struck.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of these.
So yeah, I mean,
a lot of these
color struck people sound ridiculous to the non-color struck people. I'm beyond. That's why I made that song. Like, this is what y'all sound like. This, it's not really something to talk about. I mean, because it's not a major trait of attraction to people who are not color struck. And even if you just take into account that looks aren't major aspects of attraction, in general, like in the large scheme of thing, if a woman is reasonably attractive and she's a good woman, then a guy will appreciate that. And same with men. If a man is reasonably attractive but he's a good man, it really goes down to that. Like it compatibility, it's a small thing. The skin color of a person, but the fact that they're harping on that and they're actually like making suggestions on the relationships of others is weird. It's just downright despicable.
Yeah, and kind of like what Bella was saying, they see Jonathan as the same Pookies and Ray Rays that did them dirty at one point. So now they're visualizing him doing the same thing to her.
But he's a professional athlete. And
a lot of these athletes do date Caucasian women. I've seen that before. But here's a guy dating a woman in his own race, and they still getting on their high horse. Make it make sense, please.
And that's another thing. And I think Salty Balls can back me up on this. I mean, a lot of people, a lot of people, want this dysfunction. You know, they want that stereotypical black man, Kobe Bryant type, that's dating, you know, a different type of woman so that they can be in this victim state, so they can be justified in this victim state, you
Very
know,
much so.
indefinitely. You know,
I
they
mean,
want to feel that way because then, I mean, there's a certain comfort in saying, like, you know, okay, guys like him only date a certain type of women that look like, you know, Lisa Ray when she was younger. You know, the guys like him only date those type of women. But if they start seeing guys who date other types of women, which many of them do, they're just not as visible. But you know, then they have to reevaluate themselves. Like, why her, not me? And that's where the jealousy, envy comes in that we were talking about. That sparked the conversation on Chantel's panel.
you know
Yeah,
what?
because
What's up?
I was gonna say because their main issue was that he said he's the prize. Women don't like that. And I'm not sure why.
Exactly.
They don't mind women claiming to be the prize, but he said he's the prize, and that just irked them. It's like something just set it off, and then they just spiraled it. They took their argument from there, and it just went out of control. It just like straight to the left.
Exactly. I think after he said that, that's what really triggered the so-called sisterhood. Because for decades, women have always viewed themselves as the prize. I guess mainly because they have something we want, and that's access to them sexually. The only thing is, they ain't got nothing we ain't already seen or had before. So hey, why should we put all that value on it? And second of all, I believe he said we as men were the prize because we had something that they want: protection, provision, resources, the whole nine. So it begs the question: who's really the prize? Is he correct in saying we're the prize, or are we just being delusional? It's a matter of
Well,
opinion, but to each his own,
agreed.
I guess. I don't know.
Agreed. There's a deeper issue with the prize argument. And I did a pre-record video on that. Check it out. Why it's better to not be the prize. But I think that there's a deeper issue going on with that, and I think that that generally speaking, black men are not supposed to be confident. Where you know, women typically are attracted to confidence. Um, Black women are attracted to humility, and that's why, you know, you see Color Purple and you see Harpo. You know, you see, you know, if he's humble, no matter what his value is, then you know that is supposed to be attractive. They don't want confidence, which is what they equate to cocky.
100%.
But
100%. This is why there's a sort of aversion to brothers who actually do have their shit together. There has to be some sort of injury, whether it's moral injury, like being a felon or whatnot, not having your shit together by being a homosexual or
right,
any of these other things or whatnot. Of course, I mean, because they want the sort of power of, you know, the first refusal, you know.
right.
Now, he's in the same sort of class as she is, and you know they don't like the fact that he does in fact has options. The other thing I wanted to kind of throw in there too, something to think about. I kind of find the darkest people claim that everybody else is colorist until you see them at Starbucks with the white guy. I mean, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong.
Wait, say that again. Say that last part again. I was distracted because Chowhound came with a heavy hand for the new year. I greatly appreciate that. I really appreciate it on streams that I didn't, you know, I didn't plan to do. I didn't plan to do this stream, so you know, to make money doing it. I appreciate that.
I don't
So
know
it
if you've
says,
seen the cash app, by the way, for putting in work on old boy.
oh, hold on, I got my phone here. You sent it to the right place?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. I'm low on battery, but thanks a lot, brother.
It's
Hold on,
cool.
let me just get Chowhound. It says being a prize can make you a target. Yep, facts. Let me address that for a second because being confident for a black man does make you a target for ridicule from the sisterhood. It does. You know, they want humility, and just like you were saying, Salty Balls, you know, they want the success, but they want him to be broken somehow. But really, they just want a way to critique him. Like, for example, I bought my first house, right? You know, some chick said, when I say bought, I mean, you know, mortgage, I have the mortgage to pay and everything. You know, some chick said that I was with, that was living there, Said, this not your house, this Wells Fargo house.
Oh, come on. See,
They will always
Here we
try
go.
to find something.
Here we go.
That they will always, a chick that worked at Rite Aid, they will always try to find something. And what am I gonna hold my head down or something like that? Like, no, it's not.
I'm assuming this is the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Look for y'all to know, okay? And I'm not, trying to speak on anybody's business or whatnot, but for a single brother to buy a home in the Bay Area is not only an accomplishment, it is substantially an accomplishment, because there are a lot of families, like families of 4 and up, who can't even afford to even buy a home in the Bay Area. I'm just putting it out there like that.
No,
She just wants to find a way to find some way to shit on you. I digress.
Yeah, anywhere that BART runs is going to cost you a premium. That's true.
100%.
But yeah, but they always try to break that. But here's what they don't realize is that and I'm not going to classify myself as this. I'm just saying in general. Let's talk about Jonathan instead. Any man that's successful has needed a certain level of confidence. Before he did it, he needed to say to himself, I can do it. Period. Like, so, which means he started off confident. He started off confident before he, when he was in high school and then college and then the pros. Like, he needed that confidence, to exceed at the level he's at. And then they try to take it down by saying, oh yeah, you're conquered, beta. Just anything that they can do. It's like, listen, ladies, it's not going to work on a smart man. You need to get down and understand that with prosperity comes confidence. And if you want, you can't rightly have one without the other. We're not Harpo. We're not going to be successful and humble at the same time and trotting after some fat ass bitch. We're not going to do that. So, but I mean, this color thing really brings like a whole different dynamic to it, because and it's bad on them, because really it means that they're walking around on some I'm not worthy, in their brain.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say that it actually exposes how they feel and how they really think about her. When you really think about it, they feel that she's not attractive enough for him. That actually exposed them and how they see her.
Yeah, exactly. And how they see themselves. I mean, really, they're insulting her, but I mean, if they can't be projecting if there wasn't some truth in it about themselves. They see themselves as unworthy, of a certain type of dude. And I love the way that she's handling it, because, take Kelly Stamps for an example, who's prettier than I am handsome, and and she makes more money than I do. I think she makes like 40K a month, she said on one video. If one of y'all ninjas come out and say, oh no, she's only with you, shut the hell up. I don't care what you say, she's with me. I'm in the fantasy world of my mind. I'm saying, like, miss me with this whole, you could do better, she could do better. I mean, that's obvious hater talk. I'm just glad that the couple realizes it at a young age. They didn't back down. They didn't listen to the discouragement. We come from a very discouraging community for anything. I'm surprised she even got the gold medalist. I mean, the fact that she did means that she disassociated herself from the community. The community at large that discourages every type of success that they can't individually achieve themselves. So let me see if I let me just check my email for. Okay, actually, there's 2, so I'm glad I checked it. So, or is that you? So, is your initials IBC? Oh yeah, that's you. That's you, because it says Machismo TV. So yeah, I appreciate you. It says Machismo TV. Appreciate you. Appreciate the Cash App. And there's another one here. Hold on. The Wall Reports. Appreciate the Cash App. It says, let's see. I appreciate you. You didn't have a message, but I appreciate you nonetheless. But yeah, so yeah, I appreciate everybody coming up to listen to me vent. I cannot stand that type, and it goes on far, far too often, and it's always the same three things. It's not all, in your opinion, and what's the third one? It's another stupid one. Oh, the
That's
burden
just
of
your
proof.
perspective.
Well, I mean, the burden of proof, because that falls. What you just said falls under the in your opinion category, but they put a ridiculous burden of proof out there on everything. I had this argument recently with the Jonathan Major thing, and I'm like, I don't think he hit that girl. Well, that's your opinion. Oh, and another thing that they do is that they state that it don't matter. Here's what it is, which is also a different form of stupidity. It's so much.
It don't matter. Here it is. What?
Yeah. So, for example, let's just say in the last conversation with Simone Biles, if I was to say, those women are bitter and angry, and they're just annoying this woman for no reason. Um, they're just annoying this couple for no reason. In addition to the three arguments that they gave, the fourth one, would have been, well, it don't matter because we live in a free country and they're going to do it anyway. Which is really just like supposed to be a conversation ender, but it's a further reflection of just how juvenile the argument types are. I get frustrated with that all the time.
Yeah, it's a free country. So I guess we're free to criticize or support it. Y'all's gonna get one or the other in a so-called free country. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different just conversation stoppers that we have in the Black community to protect certain topics from going in depth. Because if you go in depth, and I think that this is the conclusion that they were trying to avoid. And the conclusion is that the culture is designed to sabotage young relationships for a number of reasons. And Angela, she brought up something that is masking their own insecurities. And if you are going to mask your insecurities, part of that is derailing a conversation before it even gets to where the truth of the matter lies, and that is the insecurities. So, Clue Channel, what's on your mind?
A game changer.
What's up?
You're the smartest nigga on earth.
Why, thank you.
Okay. Why do you keep focusing on
what?
Black? Why do you keep focusing on these hoes?
For
The
something
smartest nigga on earth is focused on her. Why?
Because it occupies my time between physics equations.
What?
What do you mean, what? Smartest nigga on earth. Okay.
You're the smartest nigga on you are the smartest niggas on
Yes,
earth.
yes. I know.
Yeah.
This I know.
So why are you focused on hoes?
Because
Black hoes.
It breaks the time between physics equations. So basically what I do all day is I got a big ass whiteboard where I write physics equations down, right? Trying to solve the warp drive theory. And then when I get tired, I talk about hoes to you.
Why do you talk about hoes, period, sir?
Why is the not smartest nigga alive here talking about somebody?
I'm the third smartest nigga. You're the first smartest nigga.
No,
but
and
you
I
talk
said,
about you focus on hoes for some reason,
which makes you the not smartest nigga alive.
So okay, that's correct.
Why is the not smartest nigga alive focusing on hoes?
No, you shouldn't be focused on hoes, game
you
changer.
You should be focused on what I'm focused on. See, that's the problem.
Focus.
You should not focus on what I'm focused on and then question my focus.
Sir.
What kind of shit is this?
Sir, as smart as you are, you should not be focused on black bitches.
There is no, sir.
No.
Listen.
Game changer.
Listen,
as smart as you are, you should not be focused on bitches.
But I want to.
Bitches are not your focus.
I want to. Okay.
Why? But why?
The reason why. Never mind you why. See,
why do you want to focus on bitches?
The problem. This is
You're
what
too
I
smart
choose
for that
to
shit.
talk about at this time. And furthermore, I wasn't the original topic of this conversation wasn't about hoes. It was dumb niggas that come up to derail arguments. So this conversation is about you.
So you talking about me?
Why? Yeah, absolutely, it's about you. Look
No.
at the title. This title is "I'm
I
sick of
did-
y'all saying not all." Why am I sick of people saying that all? Because it's something that dumb niggas do to derail conversations, and that's what you're doing right now.
I'm not a not all
attempting to
nigga though.
derail. You are attempting to
Sir,
no. It's an
sir,
example
I'm not a not
of
all
derailment.
nigga.
It is
I've
an
never said
example of
not all
derailment.
ever
You
on
are
any
here
panel.
to derail the conversation.
Sir,
The point is that
I'm not a not
when
all
you,
nigga.
when you are smart, you think deeply into everything, each and every single aspect of society. And this is one of the things that I cannot help but think deeply about. And I choose to share it with others. I choose to share my wisdom.
You should be focused on
others.
hoes.
That is
You're
what
above
I
hoes.
do to people who are less so.
You're the smartest motherfucker on planet motherfucking Earth.
Can I say something,
I don't know why
please?
you focus on hoes. You're the smartest motherfucker on planet motherfucking Earth.
With others.
If he wants to,
And
if he's passionate about
the reason
something,
why I choose to do so
but GC,
this is a problem.
GC, you're the smartest nigga on earth.
That cannot be solved directly with mathematics.
Listen to me. Listen to me for a second.
No. I'm
just for a second.
If he wants to focus on that, let him focus on it. It's his prerogative. His channel, his platform is his prerogative.
You're the smartest nigga on earth. Why you focus on black hoes?
You asking the same damn question all the time.
I just want to hear an answer. I want to hear an answer.
Interrupt and then say the same shit that I was already answering.
Sir,
I'm moving to the next person. You're
the only nigga on YouTube that's smarter than me. And I'm not focused on hoes. Why are you focused on hoes? And I'm not focused on hoes. And you smarter than me.
Focusing on hoes. He's talking about them.
You will understand the answer.
That was not the original focus. The focus was this not all BS that we're constantly tired of hearing. That was the original topic, not the hoes and the 304s, whatever you want to call them, man.
Hey, what's up, GameChanger?
What's up?
What's up, man? You know,
go ahead.
No, it's all good. Everybody in the panel.
I'm just asking a question. That's all.
No, it's Charlie's turn. No, don't address it. Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, but I'm with GameChanger 100%. Is the not all? I knew somebody was gonna bring that up, especially the high value wife when she brought that up, talking about it's prominent that majority, damn near 90% of all the negativity is coming from black women. It's sad to say, and this is from a guy that prefer black women. But let's keep it a buck. We know all the hard criticism is coming from them. And then, then the nerve of this girl saying, "Oh, not all the criticism is about bitterness." Yes, it is. One thing I disagree with you, GameChanger. When you can't say bitterness, I'm saying hatred. I think is a level up than bitterness. I think it's hatred. I think they're mad that Simone got her man, and they don't have nobody. All these women have nobody. So like, I'm with you 100%. Like, let's keep it real. We don't need it. We got to stop. Try to, acknowledge the small percentage. We get it. You're allowed to have your criticism and you're allowed to say, hey, this guy's lying, whatever. But I read those comments. Those comments was coming from a hatred place. You know what I mean? Because unfortunately, a lot of black women are single and they can't get a man. They will never get Jonathan Owens. You know what I mean? And the funny thing about it, I'm laying my plane. The funny thing about it is that if that guy was single, even with that attitude and that mindset, they'll be all over him. That's the funny thing about it. And all you simps that's agreeing with these, they don't care about you. They'll still take a Jonathan Owens over you with that mindset. That's it, GameChanger. Have a good New Year.
Okay, you too.
Exactly right.
Okay. I want to address something that Salty Balls was saying earlier about the way the way he focused on all. You kind of seen, and I'm glad that you've seen it. And I think everybody's seen it except them too. How he tried to divide the so we're both right thing, and I just went and said all just to take that away from him. I just say all, just really people don't even talk in absolutes like that. But I just said all just to take away the steam and point out the ridiculousness of the not all argument. And then he took the bait, like, see, he said all. He said all, as I knew he would, because they can't wait for an opportunity to say not all. They just can't wait.
It's trying to moderate discussion or whatnot, and try to eclipse the bigger issue by focusing on semantics instead of what we're saying is enough to be a damn problem. He knows it's a problem. In fact, he conceded to it, but he wanted to focus on the not all. We all know it to be a problem. I mean, it's disingenuous or whatever to begin with, man. I mean, I heard him in the background even before all this, and I called him to be a simp already. I don't know if you seen me in the chat. I was in there going crazy.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So, I mean, people show themselves or whatnot. Yeah, that's called the middle ground fallacy. People always got to use the exception, right? The exception to the rule as standard. That's the problem here. That's essentially what we're arguing. Just to keep giving these people some sort of out or some sort of hope. And what you did was close the canister and is like, no, bitch, all. You know what the fuck I mean.
Yeah, but when you're a broadcaster, and I say this all the time, when you're a broadcaster, you shouldn't be held to the standard of all. Period. When you're a broadcaster, because when you're a broadcaster, you broadcast to a broad audience of broads. So you shouldn't be told you have to say not all, not all, not all. When I say black women are bad women, I shouldn't have to follow that up with not all black women are bad women. No,
I agree.
But just say
black
most,
women are
not
bad
all,
women.
Most.
I did not say all. I just said black women in general are bad women. That's all.
I hear you. I hear you. But
My
to
opinion.
to what H&M
It's
is
not
saying,
like we don't.
no, you shouldn't have to say most or many or the majority. No,
I
you
agree
should
with
be able
GC.
to just make. You should just be able to make statements and have people come
Yeah.
to an intelligent conclusion of what that statement means.
Well, I can't.
Not
Well, I
try
can't
to
just
sit
say.
there on
I can't.
semantics.
I
I
agree.
can't just say black. I can't just say black women are full of shit without it looking like I'm talking about everybody. So I got to be more specific by saying
No,
most,
But
90%,
when you say
95%.
black women are full of shit, you're not saying all black women are full of shit.
No, exactly. I'm saying like people should be able to say stuff. Like when
Yeah.
they came out with the movie White Men Can't Jump, only a jackass came out and said not all.
Not
Have
all. I know
jumped any
Dirk
white man and
Dirk
measured it?
Nowitzki can jump.
Yeah, exactly.
Larry Bird can jump.
Larry Bird can jump.
But nobody wants to hear such stupidness. We don't. We don't want to
I
like.
mean, they don't want to be
It's
stereotyped. I'm trying to
broadcasting.
avoid stereotyping.
No,
I'm
it's
trying
not a
to
matter of
avoid
that.
putting everybody in a
It's
broad general
broadcasting.
category.
Yeah.
No, hold on. Listen, if they came out with a movie that said black men can't swim, I'm not going to say not all.
I want to see that movie, by the way.
I mean,
Hey, GC, I want to see that movie when it comes out.
Yeah, that would be a good movie.
I want to see
You'll
that
probably
shit.
drown at the end.
Black men can't swim. That would be the movie of the year.
All right. Now, talking about bitterness, I'm going to play something for y'all.
Okay.
The fact that men aren't filling their wives' stockings for Christmas. The women are the ones who have been responsible for the holiday magic. Men don't know how to grocery shop for their families. Men are basically just a warm body in the house. And I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret, a tale as old as time, okay? A lot of men got married because that is what you're supposed to do at a certain age. Or if you get your girlfriend pregnant, or if y'all have been together for years and she's been constantly dropping hints and giving you ultimatums about getting married, or because you want this certain image in public of being a family man because of the social currency and respect that it gives you to be married. So, what happens when you are someone who really doesn't want to be married and really doesn't want to have a family, but for the aforementioned reasons, you do it anyway? You get a situation where the man doesn't give a fuck about the wife or the kids.
Okay, so we can hear the bitterness.
Wait, hold on a second. What the? I'm sorry to cut you off, but did she just literally say a man should just marry a woman because that's what he's supposed to do? Never
Well,
mind
yeah.
her. Never mind wanting to build a family foundation. Just do it because that's what you're supposed to do as a man. Get the fuck out of here. Ugh. This is why marriages rates are falling apart now. Oh,
So
go ahead.
for Miss Frybrows, okay, it sounds like she's taking anecdotal situations, something personal to hers, and half the time they ain't even married to begin with to even talk about situations like these. Let's just stop that at the door, okay? Right? So I mean, a lot of people be talking about situations as if they're firsthand accounts as well. Let's just put that out there. I just want to contextualize that.
Agreed. She's gonna get worse. Let me play some more.
Or the holidays where he doesn't know what his kids are allergic to. He doesn't know his wife's birthday. He thinks that it is babysitting his kids. He spent hours in his man cave. He has hobbies that take him away from his home for hours. He buries himself in his job. He comes home grumpy and everybody has to stay away from dad. He becomes a fucking cheater and a loser and an abuser and someone who doesn't financially support his children. That is exactly what happens in these situations. And this is why I have been and will continue to scream from the rooftops that we need to stop fucking idolizing marriages
Okay.
and
Ginger
Well,
Fried
you
Brown.
could
And
you could
messing with my
say,
sister
well,
and was messing with the secretary. It comes in when he wants to. I'm like, you're getting real specific right there, buddy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's my point. Like, it be these types. These are the ones that are commenting in the section. These are the ones that are commenting, talking big shit.
It's like
In the whatchamacallit.
it's like
In Simone Biles' thing. Because she's anti-marriage because it didn't work for her. And it don't work, it didn't work for her, and she's confused. She's confused as why it don't work. She's like, wait a minute, I'm light-skinned, so it's supposed to work. How come I didn't get Jonathan Owens? I'm light-skinned it. Look at my eyebrows, freckles and shit. She's
where are they?
confused. And the thing about it is she has a fucked up personality and Simone don't. And that's what it really comes down to. You think people aren't Jedi enough to see how fucked up of a human being you are?
GC, can I ask you a question? Simone Biles.
Pinnacle of success and the most important, top and utmost bestest thing that a man or woman can fucking do, because we're going to continue to have situations just like this. If we're going to idolize something, idolize singleness, being healthy and whole and getting help.
Ain't that a bitch? Singleness, being healthy and whole. So, okay. And this is the type of thinking that they are trying to infest Simone Biles with. This is an older woman. Now, somebody said something. If she's against marriage, then let her stay that way. We do let her stay that way. This isn't about her. This is about the message that she tries to infest better women with. That's the problem.
GC.
You see, y'all don't understand.
Do you consider
it just takes one ugly bitch? It just takes one nasty bitch, to just Alice Walker a whole generation of women, to Oprah Winfrey a whole generation of women. That's what they do if you let them spew their nonsense unchecked. The boomers didn't do shit to Oprah for 30 years. Okay, that's what happens when you let some fat ass bitch have the mic unchecked.
Tarana birthed the generation, right?
GC, do you consider Simone Biles cute?
Let me see. Let me bring up her picture.
Because I do, by the way. And
I'll
I'm
give
not
her
ashamed.
not
I'm not
7.
ashamed of considering Simone Biles cute. I think she is very cute. I wouldn't fuck her, no.
She has a pretty
But she's
smile,
cute.
smoking body, and she's a gym chick. So okay, if your question is, would I date her? The answer is most certainly yes. It is a
My
definitive
answer is
yes.
no. But I do consider her cute.
We're different. We're different.
I consider her cute.
So listen.
Cute
and
means I don't want to fuck
all
you.
the
That just
time,
means
I
you're cute like a
women
puppy.
I like women that either flip or float when you throw them in the air. And she does
Damn,
both.
that's bars. That's bars.
Therefore, I can't deny it. Yeah. So yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I think she does look older than 26, but I don't care about that because I'm older than 26. So
Me too.
yeah.
I'm 44. And I know you
did.
like 45 or some shit. So yeah.
Let's see. All right, let me finish this.
6. I'll give her a 6.
For whatever traumas
I give her a 7.5.
so that when people come together and decide to get married and or have children, having to deal with these loser ass men. Thank you for attending this.
I subscribe to her channel. She's one of the worst people I know of because she spreads such bitter hatred.
The worst?
No, I'm serious. No, because like I subscribed. I'm like, ooh, she's gonna give great content. So I gotta subscribe for when she come up with some more stuff. And you want to know what I immediately realized after I subscribed to her? That she talks shit like 3 times a day.
Oh.
Like she drops like a video 3 times a day, like talking shit. And I'm not making this up. Like I'm at her channel right now, right? She got like 11 hours ago, 14 hours ago, 15 hours ago, 1 day ago. And then she got like 2 or 3 of them. That's one that she drops like 3 videos a day talking shit.
Damn.
The same type of crap. So it is a bunch of bitter broads out there. And they try to get into the ear of better women. And those of us, when younger men, have had a chick who would be fine if it wasn't for her surroundings, her bitter broads, then you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Especially the mamas. This chick mama was a whole damn prisoner talking shit about me.
About you?
Yeah.
Why? I'm new to the game. Why was she talking shit about you? Why was the mammy talking shit about you?
She was talking crap because I was a student and I wasn't working that semester.
Oh.
So she was on some real man need a job type. Shut your old fat ass up. You didn't even raise your daughter from 15 to 18 because you was locked up. Don't want to hear shit like that. And I'm still providing while being a student. Shut your stupid ass up. So it's stuff like that. They look for any reason to hate.
You're a whole IT professional. Why does she have smoke for you?
Well, it wasn't at the time. But see,
and that was before. Okay, go ahead.
I was a student. But see, here's the thing. Even if I was or am or whatever you want to call it, they still find stuff to hate on. They always find stuff to hate on.
They dig for that shit.
Exactly.
Yep.
And another thing that y'all may or may not know about me, I'm a bit of a slob, right? I was telling Melody this the other day. Bit of a slob.
Shout out to Sweet Melody Media.
Yeah, exactly. And
shout out to Sweet Melody.
Yeah, we love Sweet Melody over here. Yeah.
So they like to focus on crap like that, right? They like to focus on crap like that. It's like, bitch, I'm a whole engineer. Fuck what you talking about. I don't care. And then I got to deal with the bitch because her mama get in her ear, and then And then she come at me like, I've been watching and you haven't washed the dishes in 3 days. I was like, bitch, you haven't washed the dishes in 3 days. How you gonna tell me you've been looking at I didn't even notice. How you gonna tell me you've been looking at the dishes, not washing them, to count how many days I didn't wash them? Ain't that a bitch? Wash the dishes.
It's a major bitch.
It's stuff like that. But why? If her mama wasn't in her ear, she would have just washed the damn dishes.
Yes, she would have. Exactly.
Yes. But yeah, so let's do final thoughts. It's 2 hours, and I'm about to.
Yeah, we're 2 hours in. Yeah.
All right. So H&M, what's your final thoughts?
Well, great stream as always. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, everybody. But before I get out of here, I just want to say, as far as Simone Biles and Jonathan Owens, leave them the fuck alone, man. If they happy, let them be happy. All this colorism, all this hatred, just because she made the first move and initiated the first contact, it's bull. I mean, the people targeting her are no doubt single women who probably had kids by men that they knew were not going to be relationship qualified, let alone husband material. They basically weren't Jonathan Owens. And now they're projecting those feelings onto their relationship. It's a steaming pile of horse shit that needs to be thrown into the trash and thrown into a trash compactor at the same time. But no, and all this, not all, well, you could say the same for us men. Not all of us men act like this, but we all know through common sense everybody is different. Well, I just throw that in there just so I don't seem like I'm bashing a whole general group of people, That's just the whole reason I throw that part in there. That's just why I throw that part in there. But we all know all black women ain't the same, just like all black men ain't the same. So it does kind of derail.
Not all. Not all.
Clue, really?
Not all.
And that woman said black men don't know how to shop. Well, not all black men are incompetent shoppers. I could say that. Not all black men are better than their families. I could say that, but we all know through common sense that's the way that goes. Everybody is different. So you think we should come up with a new vocabulary instead of saying not all? How about we just say a majority or most or something?
Nah, you don't have to alter your speech for them, for they dumbass. I mean, if they don't know what you mean, or they don't understand the definition of negligible, then just lead them to their own slop.
Well, to each his own, I guess.
Yeah. All right, appreciate you. Salty balls.
Not a problem. Happy New Year, Game Changer.
Happy New Year, especially to the people on the East Coast. I know it's coming up. So, yeah.
Salty boss. I like that.
Thanks.
What's on your mind, brother?
Hey, salute to the panel. Salute to you, Game Changer. Thanks for having me here. I'm a big fan, by the way.
Thank you.
I feel that at the end of the day, when people are selective with their language, and they don't ever really use any exception when it comes to us. I mean, remember, we ain't nothing but bullet bags, dusties, homosexuals, or whatever else they can come up with, and so, people who are disingenuous use that not all stuff because they want to continue to perpetuate the fuckery. Maybe there's some sort of investment in it, that they have on their part of it or whatnot, But in a nutshell, if people don't understand yet, the word husband means leader, the person who grooms the garden, the person who tends the trees in that garden, as in your family tree. So that woman acknowledges that leadership in that household, and he very much is that prize, and that's the problem that we're having here for people to understand. So, and it's a lot of people out here who's into that witchcraft and, who promote degeneracy and stuff like that. And they inherently don't like the natural order of things. Yes, men are the prize and we're the natural leaders of the house. And
correct.
Period. Correct. And I'll land my plane there.
All right. Appreciate you. All right. Angela, what's on your mind, love?
First I want to say, I think this is my first time on your panel. And,
I think so, yeah.
And I just want to say all of this drama just stems from the insecurities of the women, and they were projecting it onto Simone, but Simone seems to be a very confident woman. She's not paying attention to any of this. She's living her life, and she needs to continue doing that. And that's all I have to say.
I appreciate that. I'm gonna just back up on that and say, yes, she is. You have to be confident to win a gold medal. You have to go in with the mindset of I am the best in the world. Ain't no bitch better than me. You're going to have that confident mindset. And one thing, and this is the key to her success, and it would be the key to all Black women's success, whether in relationships or otherwise. You have to tune out the sisterhood. They mean you no good.
Right.
You know, they don't. And that's how she got gold medals in the first place. You know, she tuned out all the women that say gymnastics is white girl stuff. You know, you need to do something else. She tuned out all those bitches and won 4 times. She spent 16 years, winning gold medals of her life. So yeah, that is the key to success. Confidence. I mean, that's not the only one, but I'm just saying confidence is king, and she has it. That's how she is what she is, and that's how she knew how to tune out these bitter bitches. All right, Clue, you got it.
First of all, I want to check GameChanger 00100. I don't know if that's an ASCII code for D or
it is ASCII code for D.
It's the ASCII code for D, but I want to check you. I represent all Black women, and I want to say, not all of us have an attitude. Okay, not all of us divorce our men. Not all of us are single mothers. So I want to check you on that on my way out as a representative of all Black women.
Okay, I appreciate you. I appreciate you putting that into perspective for me, brother.
I just wanted to say shout out to Clue. Clue, what's going on with you, brother? How you
What's
been?
going on 18?
Yeah, brother. GameChanger, this is my first time on your channel, brother. I want to say shout out to you because we always interact on Chantel's panel, and I definitely understand your frustration, brother. It's been a lot of hypocrisy. I don't really fault High Value Wives. I just wanted to give her a chance to say what she was saying, and then I'll respond because I mean, I think these women have shown their intentions in the comments. And you know what? I seen that you do a video. I'm gonna have to watch the playback on GameChanger, because if you ask me, one of the most dangerous women in these spaces when it comes to manipulating these women's minds is Chrissy. I hate Chrissy with a passion.
Chrissy who?
And Chrissy. GameChanger knows who I'm talking about. She's the
the
colorism queen.
Yeah, she's one of those chicks.
Oh, the colorist bitch. You talking about that, Chrissy?
Yeah, and on
okay.
top of it, she has switched her stance a lot of times. She's manipulated a lot of these women minds into the whole swirling aspect and going against Black men. And she doesn't stand. She doesn't stand by what she's saying, and she deletes a lot of her lives and a lot of stuff. So, long story short, she's been very problematic, and she don't really care about Black women either. She just uses them for financial gain on YouTube, and she's very, very devious, very devious. She's not like the Cynthia G and all of these other different people. She's a lot smarter than them, and she's very sneaky. She tries to hide a lot of her dirt that she's done in the YouTube sector. So I can't stand her with a passion. But yeah, like what we saw with Simone Biles is that it's a lot of women that want Simone Biles to be miserable. It's a lot of women that want this young man to be a dusty so it can prove them right. And these women have said some of the most sickening, vilest things that you can say about Black men in this space. Like from what the brother Salty Boss said, from calling us bullet bags to target practice to nakers to even neo-Nazi language like apes and all of this. So I'm like, you women are sick, man. You women are sick. And it really comes down to the fact that you can see with the men that are who's actually the better out of these people, because these women haven't found success in dating outside groups at all. They've
Right.
only a few, and the majority of those few that has been used for just intercourse and then tossed to the side. And then you know
Right.
what? The funny thing about it is I don't have no problem with what anybody says is like with a lot of these women calling us bullet bags among just stand by that. I want you I hate when people can't stand by what they say. Win, lose, or draw. Stand by what you say. After you get dogged or used, don't come crawling back over here. It is very pathetic because that means you can't stand by anything that you said. So
Yeah.
with that being said, with what Game Changer was saying earlier, is some women is going to have to do the pursuing. It's just that simple because the dating scene has been so warped now that it's nothing wrong with showing a woman that you're interested. I mean, it's nothing wrong with a woman showing a man that you're interested in. Actually, some men
That
will
is
be
correct.
like, oh, okay, you know what, I was kind of feeling you, but I ain't know. So we can go on a date and we can kick it and we can intertwine. And another thing, Clue, I was meaning to tell you too, brother, before
Yes,
game
sir.
pop up, because I know they be getting on you with the just pearly things and all of that.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm the defense force. Yeah,
yeah, and see, here's the thing about it. Like, I don't agree with everything Just Pearly thing says, but
of
the thing
course.
that irks my nerves is that people sit here and pretend that black women haven't said worse about black men than what Just Pearly thing just said
Absolutely.
about
That
reparations.
that's the
That
whole
irks my
point.
nerves.
Absolutely.
Hold on, Clue. Let him go. Let him rock.
No,
My
so
bad.
that's really what I wanted to say. But I understand your frustration, Game Changer, brother. But I was wanted to let her speak and get her point across, just so I can so I can defend it. And I got nothing against high value wives. I respect to the sister and her husband. But yeah, I think she needs to watch some of this content that you've covered as far as the sisterhood. She needs to really see a lot of this content with the sisterhood's video so she can make a clear assessment and look at the comments in these videos and even in some of these Discord groups that they have, on the low, where they calling black men N words with the hard ER. She needs to see some of that stuff. She needs to see that they think her husband is a naked that should be swinging from a tree. She needs to see that so she can make an absolute assessment of how sick minded a lot of these women are that are attacking Simone Biles.
Well, even then, she'll say not all, and not all of them feel that way. Yeah, but
Not all black
yeah,
women do that, Game Changer. Not all.
yeah, but okay, I do want to say this about high value wives. Though this video I did, especially in the beginning, was passionate, not all that passion was to you and your husband. Um, I'm just sick of that argument, of that family of arguments. To be perfectly honest with you, um, I think at this point for you and your husband, it's really just habitual, and you don't really have the intention to aggravate me the way you did, but you did, and
Mm.
that's not the end of the universe. It doesn't mean I hate you. It means that I was extraordinarily aggravated by um, your semantic arguments and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what that means. You know, next conversation will be different that we have on Chantel's, I'm sure. So we could leave it
Hey,
at that.
hey, I give you the perfect example, Game Changer. Have anybody seen the videos of this one woman, Sharika Soul? Now, this woman has been used and abused by white guys, been on ghetto gaggers and everything else, and turn around and blames black men for her problems. Like,
Here we go.
Here we go.
Wait, what's her name? What's her stage
Sharika
name?
Soul. Sharika Soul. Sharika.
Well, I remember a woman who did something like that, but she
Yep.
had mental issues.
I don't know if she got mental issues or not. Her SOAL. That's so
Okay.
you may want to check that out.
No, I don't have time for chicks like that. But no, I get what you're saying. Listen, I mean, it annoys me, to no end, but yeah.
And can you remember? Can you remember when the sisterhood thought they had us? Remember when there was just so much male bashing, black male bashing content out here? You had Cynthia G, you had Chrissy, you had divested Zealot, you had divested You had Mahogany Pink. You had like 20 different channels I can count on my name that until Kevin Samuels came, and then he drove them crazy. And now since G has been kicked off of YouTube, they've turned into cowards and trying to run and
kicked off of YouTube by a white woman, by the way.
By a white woman, by the way.
There you go. Yeah.
Now you know it's bad when a white woman has to say you being racist. That's bad.
That's bad for black women, because why didn't a black woman kick her off? Why did it have to why do we have to wait for a white woman to kick Sinji off? See, that's bad for black women, in my opinion. Just my opinion.
No, you're right about that, Clue. And you know what's the funny thing is about a lot of these women on here? Now, we all are hardworking young men. Of course, Clue, you in trucking, I'm in trucking. I don't know what the brother Salty Boss do, but I'm pretty sure he does.
Salute to truckers, man.
I know Game Changers and IT. YouTube is not feeding us. YouTube don't feed us.
It's a labor of love. Yes.
With these content creators on here, especially these women, YouTube is their bread and butter. It feeds them. A lot of them was bums before YouTube. That's why correct. You see Cynthia G constantly begging, and when she started her her Patreon. But see, the thing is, why her Patreon is not going to be successful is because a lot of those women don't want to be around each other. They're gonna realize it ain't no
women hate women.
It ain't no black men in here to antagonize.
Women hate women. Bottom line, they do. They just hate each other. If women loved women, we'd be in trouble as men. But they hate each other, so we're good.
Well, I'll say this in closing. They're like a city state. They're like the Greeks, who didn't identify as Greeks until the Persians invaded. And then it's like, okay, we're all Greek. But before that, we hated each other. We had our own Peloponnesian wars and stuff like that. But, when outsiders come, they unite and become Greeks to fend off or attack, foreigners. So, and the reason why I say that is because they look at men that way. The sisterhood, unfortunately, only unite against black men. But no, on a day-to-day, they are against each other. So I get what you were saying with that, Clue. All right. But with that, I want to give a special thanks to Chowhound again for the heavy hand. I greatly appreciate you.
Salute Chowhound.
Yeah, appreciate you, brother. And in addition, I'd like to thank the additional cash apps and super chats, including you, Salty Ball. Big thanks. The managers and moderators, the members, those who are listening silently, and those who participate in the chat. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Everybody hit that like button. This is GameChanger 00100. Game over. Peace.
Peace.
Peace out.